Welcome to Bird's Eye View Media with the new Bird's Eye View look.
We love you!
Today we're going to talk about, you guys might remember we made a video a while ago, who is the best Batman, of which Jay chose Val Kilmer. Definitely watch that, because what the fuck?
Batman in a shitty Batman movie.
So we're going to now talk about another hero who has had multiple actors. So who is the best Spider-Man? So there have been 3 modern-day depictions of Spider-Man. The first being one of the highest grossing.
The real intro should be, which Spider-Man made you feel less like you needed to eminently kill yourself?
I don't think any of them have been that bad. So the first...
Tell me where Tobey Maguire doesn't suck 9 hours out of your life.
A lot of people love him, but hold on, let me list them so people know who they are, because they don't know who the 3 of them are.
Well, if they like Tobey Maguire, they don't need to be here because they need to go somewhere else.
The high-grossing Tobey Maguire did 3 movies. Andrew Garfield did 2 movies. And most recently, Tom Holland has done 2 movies. He did Civil War and his own movie.
You sure it's Holland? You sure it's not Hiddleston?
Who the fuck's Hiddleston?
Yeah. That's what I thought. Hiddleston. He said Hiddleston off camera.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
it was on camera. I'm just going to cut it. So first, obviously, we're not fans of Tobey Maguire. Why? Concrete, objective reasons. Why are we not fans of Tobey Maguire's depiction of Spider-Man?
On top of the fact that he is a shitty actor from top to bottom.
I don't think he's a shitty actor.
I think so. But I digress. I think the whole plot, or the whole lineup is laughable. And that is not necessarily all of their faults, but Spider-Man is by far the most childishly written films to date. They never make a true stand. Like, you can pick where you stand on these movies, but Iron Man, Thor, Civil War, Dark Knight, all these movies make some kind of attempt to obviously still appeal to their base. They are children's stories, but they also want to add an adult element to it to make it enjoyable for everyone, which is why you don't see like heads smashed open, stuff like that. But Spider-Man is like, all of them is the collection of the most unsophisticated, unthorough, not thought through movies ever. Like, it is always cookie cutter. It is always basic, oversimplified, and childish.
So with that being said, we have a very clear idea of what the hero of Spider-Man was supposed to be. He's supposed to be Peter Parker, who is a high school student who is into photography, and he freelance sells his pictures. So he's supposed to be a little bit nerdy, but he's also supposed to talk a lot of shit to the people as he fights them. That's kind of the layout for Spider-Man.
He's basically today's equivalent of an internet troll.
Sort of. So who does that the best? So let's think about it. Tobey Maguire definitely has that geeky thing down, but he talks some shit, but it sucks, dude. He's so bad at talking shit. When he does that, like in the movie, it sounds like he's trying not to be too
Regardless of what you think of Christian Bale's Dark Knight, it is almost kind of laughable to when he turns into Batman and then, I just want to let you know, I'm coming for you. Like that voice. And don't get me wrong, he does a good job as an actor, but that's my point, is like him trying to be the other side of his personality is laughable.
Oh, okay, so you're drawing a parallel. I disagree with that Christian Bale thing, but I don't want to get into that template.
I'm not saying that he is on Tobey Maguire's level. I'm merely saying the voice in which he uses is as laughable as that. Obviously, Christian Bale did a great job.
Okay, so, real quick. Tobey Maguire sucks at talking shit, and especially in that 3rd movie when they tried to make him a badass by giving him the emo haircut, he can't pull that off. Like, he legitimately cannot create that persona.
Well, he did look like an emo bitch, but I mean...
He wasn't supposed to be an emo bitch. He was supposed to be, like, more aggressive.
He looked like who he was, just not who they wanted him to be.
True. So the second iteration, Andrew Garfield, I actually liked Andrew Garfield for the most part. The criticism that Andrew Garfield gets a lot is that he's too cool. He's simply too cool. He's a skateboarder with like this ridiculously good hair.
Who just happens to know a little bit about science.
Who also manages to land Emma Stone. Like, what?
Like, that would be like a, hey, high five, buddy. Way to go.
Yeah, so she's a little too, out of Peter Parker's league, and he just seems like he's like his bully in the movie. Please, none of that sold. So he had the shit talking part, because when he was like, "Oh, you found my weakness, it's small knives," that was funny. That was a good line. He did that far better than Tobey Maguire, and I think he was a pretty good Spider-Man overall, because I can get past the Peter Parker part, but he was in a script that really sucked in the second movie. So then that brings us to Tom Holland. What do you think of Tom Holland, the Marvel's choice Spider-Man?
I don't think he's necessarily a horrible actor. I mean, he's obviously young. We don't know where he's going to go yet. But, I mean, that role is just written as comic relief and child's play.
It's written for it. But if you look at his depiction, how does he compare to Garfield and Maguire?
I'd say he might play the nerdy part better than
absolutely
than Garfield. I guess he probably would have the best balance between the two. I mean, we all know I hate fucking Maguire, so we're not even going to get into that. That's a moot. It really just becomes between Garfield.
People love him, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it with Maguire. But I think Tom Holland is the closest one. I think he's perfect, because I do think Garfield was too cool.
It'd be too late now because he's far too old at this point. But you know who would have been the perfect Spider-Man had they done a quality movie?
Who?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if he could do
especially in his early years, he had a little bit of suave mixed with a little bit of white and nerdy.
Yeah, but I don't see the shit talking being great with him. I just haven't seen him do it.
I wouldn't say that he talks shit, but his character that really gives me that confidence that he could have that alter ego is love, drugs, and other stuff.
Okay, so I could see it. We're getting off, though.
No, but just a side note, he would have been a good fit.
I would have liked to have seen it. But I think Tom Holland... Now, this is not fair because of the way the movies are written. But I think the dynamic he has with Tony Stark is excellent, because he plays that perfectly. And it's probably real. When he sees Robert Downey Jr., he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do whatever you need, because he's talking to a legit movie star. So
I totally got a chubby right now. You are like my biggest wet dream.
So he probably doesn't have to act that much to actually do that with Robert Downey Jr., but I really like that, because it makes him seem...
Tom Holland's so young, he probably doesn't know who Robert Downey Jr. is. He's like, who's this old guy they're making me act with?
You don't think he's seen Iron Man? Please. No,
but he was just in theaters in his diapers watching Iron Man.
But it does make him seem like a kid. It reminds us he's a high schooler. It reminds us he's young. Andrew Garfield was like 30 when he was playing a high schooler. Tobey Maguire was just a whiny bitch. No one cared how old he was. I just can't get over it. So Tom Holland...
I would have preferred the guy who played Eric Foreman over... Actually, that might have been a good one.
It could have been.
Yeah.
So Tom Holland has a good balance of being eager to please. He talks shit, not quite as well as Andrew Garfield, because it's more tongue-in-cheek. It's more happy, because, we're afraid of bullies in our current society.
I know.
So
God forbid.
God forbid you're mean to the guy trying to kill some random lady on the street. Mm-hmm. But he has it. It's a playful shit-talking. So he does that well. And he's got that thing with his Asian friend. That dynamic was hilarious in that movie. I loved watching the high school scenes with Tom Holland. So I think Tom Holland is great. And seeing him in Civil War, like, hey, remember that thing in that really old movie when they wrapped that thing's legs up? That was funny. He was the best part of Civil War. I said it, okay? He was easily the best part of the movie. And he fucks up Falcon, and he's like, who the fuck was that? He's just talking mad shit.
He's just oblivious.
Yeah.
You know who else would have made it great?
Oh, God. What, is this video become just Jay's hypothetical Spider-Man actors?
I don't like the Spider-Man characters thus far. So, as such, I would rather refer to the ones that could have been.
I think if you're going to do any hero light, I know we've complained about doing heroes light 100 times on this channel, but if you're going to do a hero light, Spider-Man's one of the heroes to do that with. Because he's a hero who's kind of meant to be light. Just like the Flash. Those are heroes that are meant to be a little lighter. Batman is not supposed to be light.
My point being, Dave Franco. He could have done it.
I-
I feel like he's got that, like, especially when he's got that I'm super high face, when he's like he could have that goofy, like,
Do you
I'm nerdy.
want- I cannot fathom a stoner Spider-Man. I don't really want to go over there, man. I don't want to sling.
What? You had a stoner villain?
You did.
Hey! You killed my father, man!
That is what he was.
I'm coming to get you!
Killed my father, man.
I'm so high right now! Literally, I'm on a hoverboard!
Dude, I got exploding pumpkins, dude.
It's like Halloween and Child's Play mixed together!
So, okay. So, what do you guys think? Who is the best Spider-Man? And apparently, which actor could play Spider-Man well? Which apparently this video became about. Because we are at the end of our session.
You know what? You know what would have been a great Spider-Man? Morgan Freeman.
End the video.
Subscribe! Share us with a friend!
Jesus Christ. Do we know that kid's name from Civil War before we start this?
No.
Well, where the fuck is my phone?
You can't edit that out, by the way.
No, yeah, I can.
No, you
that
can't.
one's not looking good on us. It's Tom something.
Well, it speaks to the role. These guys are forgettable.
You want us to be on film saying, wait, what Spider-Man's actor right now? Tom Holland. I was going to say Tom Hiddleston. Who the fuck is Tom Hiddleston?
He's that English dude.
Okay. All right.